Hello, Dr. Sundstrom and classmates. This is Nicole Dalton, and this is my Week 7 Multimedia Discussion Board for MPA560. The program evaluation that I'm conducting is on the Rancho Cucamonga Fire District's Drowning Prevention Program. And something that I would want to find out using a qualitative design is what trends are found amongst the drowning incidents. Were the drowning victims, had they had swim lessons before? Were they strong swimmers and an accident occurred? Or had they had no swimming experience at all and somehow found themselves in the pool? So that's the research that I would look for through a qualitative design. To dig more into this research, I would use two different qualitative designs to see if there's trends occurring within these drowning incidents happening in Rancho Cucamonga. The first would be a case study. So I would take 3 to 5 cases of drowning incidents that occurred in Rancho Cucamonga and really get into the details of seeing whether or not there's correlations between these incidences and why these drowning incidences may have occurred. And the second is grounded theory. So I would ask people's experiences and what happened in their specific situation in their drowning incident and see if there's not another reason why drowning incidences may have occurred that hasn't otherwise been further developed. For this qualitative research, I'll use two different forms of data collection. And for the case study, I'll be using content analysis. So looking at documentation so I can find those themes and trends that are occurring within the drowning incidences. And the way that I'll do this is through a public records request. The EMS administrator for the Rancho Cucamonga Fire District collects all of the reports from the drowning incidences, which includes the location of the drownings, what situation was occurring, whether there was a parent present, if the swimmer had experience or not. So that'll give a lot of detail on seeing what trends are occurring within each drowning incident. And for the grounded theory, I'll be the one out collecting the data. So I would reach out to different families who are victims of drowning incidences and ask what their experiences were and what situation and mindset they were in when the drowning incident occurred, and see if there's not a pattern happening within each drowning incident, whether or not they were having a family party and they, just a child slipped. So by asking these interviews, I can figure out what their experience was and why these occurred to them. A reliability concern that I could run into doing this qualitative research is actually collecting the data on my own and interviewing those individuals who have been a part of a drowning incident. Interviewing individuals, especially with something so sensitive like drowning incidences, it could be a really sensitive topic, and families who have experienced that could be very defensive on why the drowning may have occurred, so they may not be as forefront as to what actually happened, and they could give me a different version or their own version of what they think happened. So it could show that the data isn't very reliable in helping me further my research. Thank you so much for listening to my presentation, and I look forward to any feedback that you may have for me. I hope you all have a great week.